Hello and welcome to The Long Table. This is a format that I've been working on since 2003, and it's a format, an alternative format for public discussion. It was born out of my own frustration with conventional formats for public discussion, like panel discussions, where it felt like to me that all of the expertise was on one side of the table and all the rest of us were on the other side. And I wanted to create a situation where we could honor the expertise that was in the room, that we could all come to the table and share our experiences and our knowledge. It was inspired by a film that I saw called Antonia's Line, which was made by a Dutch filmmaker called Maureen Goris. And in this film, a woman inherits her mother's home out in the country. And she's an urban woman, and she and her daughter moved to the country and set up a family and a life there. And they start to attract a lot of the eccentrics and outsiders who live in the community. And one of the recurring and central images in the film is the kitchen table, or the dining room table, or the dinner table. And each time we return to that dinner table in the film, the table gets longer and longer because they have accumulated more friends, more family, more eccentrics, until finally the table has to be taken outdoors. And this became a really important metaphor for me. I wanted to create a table for discussion that was similar to a dinner table conversation, but was held in public. And that's what the long table is. It's an informal format for serious conversation. There are a few sort of essential things about the format and about how to use the format. I've created an etiquette of not rules necessarily, but guidelines of how to behave at a long table, because I feel like the more we understand the structure, the more freedom we have to converse. So one of the first things about the table is that there are only 12 chairs at the table, but the table and those 12 chairs are surrounded by a group of chairs that are for spectators. Only 12 chairs at the table because that allows the table to moderate. There is no moderator. No one's going to keep us on or off topic. No one's going to pick up the threads of the conversation. It really is the table who keeps order, in a sense. And it seems as though if there are only 12 of us sitting around the table, we know how to behave. We let one person talk at a time. The other thing about the long table is that anyone can come to the table to speak. All you need to do is to come to the table and inhabit a chair. If all the chairs are full, you can just tap the shoulder and someone will give you the chair. The other really important thing about the long table is that there can be silence and there can be awkwardnesses. It isn't a kind of public event where we have to just keep the ball in the air all the time. There can be moments when we sit quietly and think about what is the next thing we want to talk about, what's the next thing that we want to say. I feel like that we're quite often very uncomfortable with silence in public. So this is a place where you can be quiet, think, and express yourself. You can also come to the table more than once. You can come to the table, have a talk, release your chair for someone else to come to the table, and if you get excited by something, come back to the table. The other thing is that it's a durational performance piece. And what I mean by that is that it will last for an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how you set that time. And at the end of that time, the table will finish. There will be no winding up, no rounding up. It'll just end. And hopefully the conversations will extend beyond the table and beyond the room and possibly even into the bar. So I hope you have a good time. I hope you have a lively discussion. Feel free to go off topic. Feel free to sit quietly. Feel free to come and go and enjoy the choreography of what it means to bring your body into the conversation.